So in this video, I installed the Better End mod, which added tons of new biomes, new materials, and even new mobs to the end dimension. And as you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days in the end. I have a few goals I'd like to achieve by the 100 days. My first goal is to get full crystallite armor, which is better than netherrite. And my second goal is to repair the portal, which will take me back to the overworld. Now these videos take a very long time to make, so if you do enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. And as requested from you guys, I made my own Discord server, which you can go and join right now. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. On day 1, I started off how every single person does. I mined wood. I ran around looking for flavorlight. Flavorlight looks just like endstone and is equivalent to stone. I found some and crafted stone tools. I found some thalesium and ender ore, which I took. I realized I needed food sometime soon as I was already running out of hunger. I mined down a ton of plants hoping they would drop something, but they didn't. I have no idea why I did this, but I zoomed in on an enderman and he went aggro on me. I had to think of something fast because he was coming at me quick. I placed blocks above a tree and managed to kill him safely, but my god, that was so close. Anyway, back to getting food. I found quite a few fish and I was trying to be careful because there were tons of jellyfish and I didn't want to get stung. I ended up getting stung anyway, but it didn't really do that much damage. I kept looking for food and found one of these pink biomes, and there were some berries here that were edible and were much better than fish. I ran around collecting as many berries as I could, and I found an end city, which is super lucky. I saved the coordinates and left because there was no way I was going to loot an end city with no armor. I found these colorful blocks that dropped crystal shards, which I took because I thought they'll be useful in the future. I managed to get about a stack of them. On day 2, my main focus now was getting armor. Being naked in the end is a death wish. I went looking around for some thalesium and I found quite a bit. I had 25, which was enough for a full armor set, so I crafted a furnace and then realized I didn't have any fuel. So I mined down a ton of wood, and coming back I had to be so careful. For some reason there were so many endermen crowded here and I really didn't want to make accidental eye contact because I would be dead in an instant. I found some more thalesium, and as I was building up, this enderman almost pushed me into the void. That would have been the most embarrassing death. I crafted full thalesium armor and I felt so much more confident now. On day 3, I wanted to craft a thalesium hammer. I have this mod that shows how to craft items, and for the hammer you need a smithing table and an entire block of thalesium, which is pretty expensive, but I decided to go for it anyway. I spent the entire day collecting as much thalesium as possible. I managed to get enough thalesium to craft myself a hammer. On day 4, I wanted to test out how much damage this axe did. I built a simple platform so I could grind enderman without being killed. And while killing the enderman, I couldn't help but notice that this axe was barely doing any damage. I looked at the attack damage and this hammer did way less damage than my regular stone axe. I was so mad at the time. I spent an entire day getting this hammer and it sucked. I spent the rest of the day mining amber, and this is why you shouldn't give me ender pearls. I'm always stupid when I have ender pearls. Day 5 to 8, I decided now that I had armor, I would attempt to loot the end city I found. I was thousands of blocks away from the end city, so it took me ages to get there. Once I was there, I killed the shulkers so I could craft a shulker box in case my inventory got full. As I went up into the end city, I was getting shot at from all directions, and the shulkers did so much damage to me. My armor sucked. I might as well have been naked. I backed off and decided to leave as I knew I was going to die there. Day 9 to 15, I thought I'd take a chill pill and finally build a house. Firstly, I planted a ton of these berry seeds as I needed food. Then I got as much wood as I could. If only these slimes didn't keep interrupting me. Every time I killed a slime, another one would come back and it was so annoying. Once I had enough wood, I looked around for a place to build my house. I'm so picky, so it took ages, but I finally found a nice area where there wasn't any trees in the way. I flattened out the land and this was painful. Mining endstone with a stone pick takes forever. Once it was all nice and flat, I got started on my house. And I needed glass for my house, so I mined a ton of this endstone dust. I finished the house and thought it looked quite nice. On day 16, I crafted a shulker box so I could carry more items. My entire berry farm was grown, so I harvested it, and then I spent the rest of the day grinding wood for charcoal. Day 17 to 20, I mined down a ton of flavorlight as I needed new stone tools. I then realized to upgrade my armor, I needed a thylicium hammer. Yeah, I kinda regret throwing mine into the void now. I spent the next few days looking around for thylicium and ender shards, as I needed both of them to upgrade my armor. I ended up with 27 thylicium and 16 ender shards, which I thought was pretty good, so I went back home. On day 21, I crafted a new thylicium hammer and a thylicium anvil. I used the ender shards and my hammer in the anvil to get ender dust. I was trying to craft an endstone smelter and couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. I realized you needed flavorlight furnaces and not normal ones. It took me ages to figure that out. I'm so stupid. I crafted the endstone correctly this time and put my charcoal blocks, thylicium ingots, and ender dust in it. And then I had to just wait around for it to be done. Day 22 to 25, the furnace was done and I got 16 terminite ingots. I crafted myself chestplate and leggings. Now that I had somewhat decent armor, I decided I would loot the end city. Firstly, I grinded a ton of endermen for ender pearls as they are very helpful. I then made my way to the end city. Once I entered the end city, I had to be so careful. My armor wasn't that great and I was using a stone axe for a weapon. I killed all the shulkers in my way and looted the chests. I just kept killing these shulkers over and over, and I went into a room and didn't realize my axe was almost broken. I was praying that there was a weapon in the chest, but there wasn't. I had to leave quick. I went down to the ground and crafted myself a diamond axe, and I had already looted the entire city. I was just missing the ship, and I found this mushroom that gives you blocks instantly, which was very useful. I bridged over to the ship and looted the chests, and got myself an elytra. I don't think I've ever had an elytra this early on before. And as I was there, I thought I would craft a diamond pickaxe and grab the obsidian because why not? I'll definitely need it later on. Day 26 to 30, the first thing I did was get a water bucket. I wanted to explore my world for a bit as I hadn't really explored that much and I might find something interesting on the way. I made sure to stock up on berries as I didn't know how long I was going to be gone for. I then ventured off into the black biome, which is where tons of enemies spawn. I grabbed a ton of this wood because I wanted to use it for my house as it looks really cool. As I was mining wood, I was getting jumped by these. I don't even know what they're called, but they're scary, okay? I fought them all off and made sure not to get hit by them because they blind you. As I was running, this happened. This guy really jumped off the tree to kill me. What? I left the biome because I just didn't feel safe here. After a while running around, I found this portal. This portal, when activated, takes you back to the overworld, so I made sure to save the coordinates as I'll definitely need this later on. After that, I decided to go back home. Day 31 to 40. Firstly, I changed all my floor to this purple wood and thought it looked really good. Then I went looking around for another end city as I wanted to get some more loot. I don't know if end cities are really rare with this mod or I'm just extremely unlucky, but it took me about 7 days to finally find one, and the end city was really far away, so I needed blocks to get over there, and this is the exact reason I always carry a water bucket on me. I never had feather falling, so if I didn't make that water bucket I would have 100% died, but I finally made it to the end city and I entered. I quickly remembered how annoying these shulkers are. I was getting hit left, right and center by these things. I looted the entire end city and got some pretty good stuff like a Fortune 3 pickaxe. Unfortunately, there wasn't a ship, so I left the end city by flying away with my elytra. I have no idea why, but sometimes when I'm flying, endermen just randomly attack me. I had to drink my healing potion to kill this guy. On day 41, I was planning on going to the overworld pretty soon. I crafted an netherite and then used the netherite to craft a pedestal. I needed to craft 8 more pedestals, and for that I needed those purple blocks that the end cities are made from. So I went to the end city that was near my house and took a ton of blocks. Then I crafted myself 8 pedestals. On day 42, I built this ritual. It was really strange and I had to spend some time learning how to do it on a creative world. Once I knew what to do, I got myself some ruined blocks, which is the blocks you use to repair the portal. I also got myself some ender crystals, which is what you use to light the portal. On day 43, I headed back to the portal I found previously. To get there, I had to pass through that black biome, which was pretty scary. I got blinded and started taking damage completely randomly. I managed to get to the portal safely and then repaired the portal. Once the portal was repaired, I placed down all the end crystals lighting the portal. It was so beautiful and I was so happy. I had completed one of my goals already. Day 44 to 47, I entered the portal and it took me into a cave. And there was a mine shaft here. But I didn't really want to mine. I wanted to collect a ton of items that were not possible to get in the end. I got some sugarcane and then I flew around on my elytra hoping to find a village. I didn't find a village, but I found a ton of cows, which was really good as I needed leather. I got some gravel as well. I could go to the nether now if I wanted to. I spent ages looking around for a village, but I couldn't find one anywhere, which was a shame. While I was searching for a village, it turned into night and straight away I got attacked by 4 phantoms. I saw some creepers and realized I could get gunpowder and craft fireworks for my elytra. I don't know if this mod adds more mobs to the overworld, but my god, there were so many mobs after me. I killed so many creepers and got 18 gunpowder, which was pretty good. There were just too many mobs, so I decided to make my way back home. I was like 3,000 blocks away from the portal, so it took ages, but I managed to get there safe and sound. On day 48, I made a sugarcane farm. If I'd be honest, I had no idea if it was gonna work or not. As I was in the end, I just wasn't sure. I grabbed a ton of pink wood, then I put pink stairs all near my house, which made a great touch. It looked so nice now. Day 49 to 50, I needed my sugarcane farm to grow so I could make a full enchanter. While I was waiting for it to grow, I decided to make a simple enderman grinder. I made a little pillar and then put water around it. I put leaves exactly 4 blocks away from the pillar and placed trapdoors to stop the water. This is the area where the endermen were gonna fall, so I had to dig it all out. The last thing I had to do was spawn an endermite and then put it inside the minecart. I mined all the blocks to see if it would work, and thankfully it did. By the way, this isn't my design, I found it on YouTube. On day 51, I had no way to get down to the enderman grinder, so I had to build a way down. I placed a water bucket and then floated down the water and placed end stone. I had an elytra and fireworks, but it was still terrifying for some reason. I built an entire room down below and I tested the enderman grinder to make sure it worked, and it worked great. On day 52, I realized I had made a mistake on the enderman grinder. You need to name tag the endermite or it despawns. I headed back to the portal which takes you to the overworld because I remember there being a mine shaft. I went through the portal and dug around until I found the mine shaft. I searched around for any chests and found a cave spider spawner. I really didn't want to have to deal with it, so I just mined it. And there was a chest right next to the spawner, and I got a name tag. In my first chest, I was so happy. I didn't build the entire enderman farm for nothing. I spent the rest of the day collecting as much iron as I could. On day 53, I put all the iron I had got in the furnace. Then I had to decide what I was going to name my endermite. I decided to name him Chicken. I had 6 ender pearls and was really hoping to get an endermite, but of course I didn't. I went again and this time got an endermite. I forgot to name tag him and put him straight into the minecart. I had to break the minecart, and damn, this endermite was going crazy. I almost had to use a golden apple for an endermite. Then I crafted an enchantment table and I made a hopper system for the ender pearls. On day 54, I went out to get wood and then realized I had a berry farm. I totally forgot about it, to be honest. I harvested the entire farm and then I grabbed some wood. I crafted 7 bookshelves and added it into my enchanting room. On day 55, I realized I didn't really have any lapis, so I headed back to the overworld and went mining. I knew there wasn't any lapis in the mineshaft as I searched the mineshaft before, so I went strip mining. I found quite a bit of lapis, and as I had a fortune 3, I got over 2 stacks. When I was going back home, this happened. This skeleton really chased me through the portal. I didn't want to take any chances, so I had to eat a golden apple. On day 56, I harvested my sugarcane farm and then made some more bookshelves. I put a book in the enchantment table to see what level it was at, and I saw Feather Falling 4 for only 20 levels. I had to get it. That was a good deal. I spent the rest of the day AFK so my sugarcane farm would grow. Day 57 to 59, I only had 3 leather left, which was not good. I thought I got enough leather for a full level 30 enchanter, but I guess not. I used the last 3 leather to craft another bookshelf and then added it into my enchanting room. I could only enchant up to level 22, so of course I had to go back to the overworld. And as I was looking for cows in the overworld, I found a pillager outpost. I entered like there was no tomorrow and looted the chest. I was thinking, wow, there's hardly any pillagers. Then I saw all of them running towards the tower, so I decided to leave. After ages, I found some horses. They weren't cows, but they still dropped leather, so I did what I had to do. I found some cows shortly after and killed them as well. I definitely had enough leather now, so I went home. On day 60, I crafted some more bookshelves for the final time. I could finally enchant at level 30. My main goal now was to get to looting 3, as it would be so much easier to collect ender pearls and such. I crafted myself a diamond sword, and the enchantment was Bane of Arthropods 4, which was pretty bad. I enchanted a book to refresh the enchantments, and I grinded the enderman until I hit 30 levels. I put the sword back in and saw looting 3. I was so happy. I enchanted another sword and got sharpness 2. I also got a sharpness 2 book as well. Sharpness 3, looting 3 sword, not bad. On day 61 to 63, I wanted to go to the nether, so I built a portal. Then realized nether portals don't work in the end. I mean, how was I supposed to know that? I had to mine down the entire nether portal, and then I headed to the overworld. I built a nether portal in the overworld and went through it. It felt so strange to be in the nether, as I hadn't been here in so long. And my nether spawn was so good. There was a fortress probably within 50 blocks of my spawn. I looked through the fortress in search of a blaze spawner, as I wanted blaze rods. I couldn't find one anywhere, but I did find a blaze. I killed him, and of course the blaze rods went straight into the lava. I finally found another blaze and got 3 blaze rods from him. And there was glowstone here, which was pretty convenient. And after ages of searching, I finally found a blaze spawner. After grinding a few blazes, I went home. Day 64 to 65, I crafted brewing stands and made the upstairs in my house a brewing room, as I had done nothing else with it. I thought it looked really good. Then I placed down a bed, and yeah, I kind of forgot that beds explode in the end. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to see any comments roasting me for this, okay? I had to gather a ton of wood to fix my house. I fixed the entire house, as the damage wasn't too bad, but the worst part is I probably lost quite a few items as the chest exploded. Day 66 to 67, I thought it was finally time to get the best armor in the game. I put some Thalesium in the furnace and had to wait for it to be done. Then I put my Thalesium ingots in the endstone smelter, turning it into terminite. I needed a full set of terminite in order to get glassite armor. While I was waiting for the endstone smelter, I built this ritual thing again, as I had destroyed it for my enderman farm. I then grinded enderman because, I don't know, why not? I crafted myself a terminite helmet and boots. Then I did this ritual thing to get the glassite armor. Look at me with the best armor in the game. Day 68 to 72. I wanted to enchant all my armor, so I grinded enderman until I got 30 levels. I enchanted the full armor set and somehow got protection 4 and breaking 3 on the entire set, which is beyond lucky. I used the Feather Falling 4 book I got on the boots as well. This armor set was insane. On day 73, I crafted a bow and went back to grinding enderman. I was gonna fight the ender dragon soon, so I definitely needed a bow to take out all the ender crystals. I enchanted the bow and got power 4, flame, and unbreaking 3, which was very good. Day 74 to 76, I crafted a shield. I normally always have a shield on me in hardcore Minecraft, so it felt so weird to only just have one now. I headed back to the the overworld to collect flint and feathers so I could craft arrows for my bow. By the time I got to the overworld, it was night, which was kind of perfect as I could collect gunpowder as well. While I was looking for creepers, I stumbled upon the pillager outpost. I was getting killed by a pillager and 4 phantoms. I killed a bunch of chickens for feathers and mined gravel for flint. I had what I came for, but I didn't want to go home just yet as I wanted to wait for it to be night so I could get some more gunpowder. As I was running around, I found a ship. I got a treasure map from the ship, and of course I had to look for the treasure. I made my way to the eggs and dug around for the treasure chest. Then I crafted a bucket and milked a cow so I could remove the bad omen I had. If I be 100% honest, I have no idea what bad omen even does, but I don't think it's very good. It finally became night and I went around killing as many creepers as I could. Then I made my way back home. On day 77, I crafted a ton of arrows, a ton of fireworks, and repaired my elytra. I was now preparing for when I fight the ender dragon. I had no healing, so I wanted to see if it was possible to get apples from the trees in the end. I know I could have just went to the overworld, but I was too lazy to go all the way there. I found out that it's not possible to get apples in the end, which was quite sad. On day 77 to 88, I was ready to fight the ender dragon, so I geared up taking as much stuff as possible. To get to the ender dragon, I had to go all the way to 00. Now these were my cords. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea why I was so far out. On the way there, I found a broken ship on the ground, which was quite strange. I entered and got some healing potions, which was perfect. There was a chest here as well, but it was completely empty. On the way there, I found so many cool biomes like this purple one. Day 89 to 90, I finally arrived at 00. I started off by destroying the ender crystals, and yeah, I had so many close calls here. You definitely want to watch the entire thing. On the ground, I accidentally looked directly at an enderman, which was not good. I had to use one of my healing potions already. I'm so happy I found these healing potions on the way, because without them, I would have died already. I was trying to destroy all the ender crystals, and the dragon knocked me off. I managed to get up this time and destroyed a bunch of ender crystals. There was only 2 ender crystals left, so I destroyed both of them. Then I started to fight the ender dragon. The ender dragon went to the ground, and as I was fighting her, she launched me into the air. This ender dragon loved throwing me all over the place, and I saw all the comments on my previous video of everyone telling me that the ender dragon is a girl, so I'm sorry, okay? Finally, I killed the ender dragon. This is for sure the most intense battle I've ever had with an ender dragon. Day 91 to 95, I was stranded here in the overworld. I needed to find a way back home. Flying back home from the end wasn't an option as I didn't have enough fireworks and my elytra was almost broken anyway. I could run back to the portal which would take me to the end, but that is about 8,000 blocks away, which is just too far. Then I remembered that 1 block in the overworld is 8 blocks in the nether, meaning the best way I could get back to my home is if I went to the nether and went back through my old nether portal. Now of course I didn't have any obsidian, so I had to go mining. Eventually I found this big lava pit and I found diamonds, so I took them. I crafted a diamond pickaxe and grabbed a ton of obsidian. I realized what I just did was totally unnecessary as I could have just got another bucket and made a nether portal. Regardless, I got a nether portal, so it doesn't matter. I flew back to my old nether portal with my elytra, and on the way I found a bastion. I definitely should have ignored it, but of course I went straight in. And as I was fighting the piglin, the zombie pigman got in the way and I almost died. I somehow managed to get to my nether portal safe and sound, which took me to the other portal. It felt so good to be back at home again. Day 96 to 100. I repaired my elytra and crafted more fireworks. Then I headed to the nether as I wanted to loot the bastion I found before. I never saved the coords and I didn't really remember where it was, so I just flew around until I found something. I found a nether portal here. And then I found a bastion. It wasn't the same one as before, but hey, it's still a bastion. And as I was trying to enter the bastion, I was getting attacked by a ghast, and I just walked straight into lava. Yeah, I'm good at this game. I entered the bastion and looted the chests, and then I went back home. That was it. So there you go, I officially survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft in the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Personally, I think this is my best 100 day video yet. I really enjoyed playing this and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. But I guess until next time, goodbye.